Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about something that's been getting really heated in the Neverness to Everness community right after the version 1.2 live stream. But before we get into it, if this is your first time visiting the channel, please hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I'm grinding from 0 to 1,000 subscribers, and every single subscription is as valuable as pulling an S rank rate up character. I'd really appreciate it. All right, let's get into it. After the version 1.2 live stream, most players were excited because we're getting a new mode and a fresh experience. That's exactly how a live service game should be. It needs constant updates. But of course, things are never that simple. There's a group of people, I'll just call them the anti-team, who have been flooding forums with dramatic posts using titles full of words like controversy. So let's go through each of their arguments one by one and see whether they actually make sense. First, they complain that the new mode doesn't have all the features of Baldur's Gate 3 or a branching skill tree like Elden Ring. It sounds impressive when they say it like that, but think about it. If Hotta could make something on that level, they'd probably just turn it into a brand new game instead of stuffing it into a side mode inside an anime gacha game. Besides, in gacha games, character progression usually focuses on stats and gear. That's completely normal, and this mode is still going to receive future updates, so who knows how much the gameplay could evolve. Complaining this early just feels unnecessary. Next, the anti-crowd says this mode doesn't give any rewards. Really? How can they already know that for sure? It honestly sounds more like they're making things up just to farm views. Then there's another group saying they're too busy and don't have time to grind. But this mode is permanent. Nobody is forcing you to finish everything immediately. The funny part is that the exact same people who say they don't have time are usually the first ones to call a version dead whenever there's a more relaxed update with less content. That's a pretty obvious contradiction, if you ask me. The next point is actually pretty interesting. They say the new mode is too shallow and claim Hotta keeps expanding content instead of adding more depth, saying it'll eventually become repetitive like the racing event. But during the version 1.2 livestream, the developers clearly said they plan to keep refreshing and improving the older city minigames so they don't become stale over time. We've already seen the Mahjong rules being adjusted, and they also confirmed that the 999 Nights mode will continue receiving updates because they see a lot of potential in it. As for the racing event, honestly, I thought it was a lot of fun, and the full reward milestone was only around 30,000 to 40,000 points. You can earn about 5,000 points a day, so after just a few days, you've already cleared the entire shop. It's not like the game forces you to grind hundreds of thousands of points. Calling it boring and too time-consuming feels like asking for way too much. Now we get to the biggest controversy. The anti-crowd claims the game is giving away a free S rank because player numbers are dropping and revenue is low. But here's the funny part. The exact version 1.1 update they criticized for having bad minigames actually ended up breaking the game's revenue record. And even if player numbers did dip somewhere, giving out extra rewards to attract new players is a completely normal strategy in the gaming industry, especially when the overall performance is still growing. Compared to many other anime gacha games that won't even give players a free S rank or a free standard banner character, Neverness to Everness is actually pretty generous with its rewards. Then they complain about expensive skins? Come on, the game has already given away a whole bunch of free skins. Complaining about that feels a little embarrassing. And finally, some people criticize Shinku's visual effects. Well, if you don't actually play the game, you're free to complain all you want. But the players who actually play are still picking Shinku and using the character regularly. Personally, I think both Shinku's design and visual effects look great. I honestly don't see anything worth complaining about. So after going through all these arguments, I feel like most of the anti-points are pretty forced. Some have very little evidence behind them, while others directly contradict their own earlier complaints. As for me, I think the version 1.2 livestream was a reasonable step forward. The game is still listening to community feedback, still improving older modes over time, and still maintaining generous rewards. Of course, no game is ever 100% perfect. Constructive criticism is always important, but making things up or demanding unrealistic features is a different story. At some point, you've got to give the game a break. All right, that's my take on all the drama surrounding the Neverness to Everness version 1.2 livestream. What do you think? Do you agree? Or do you have a different opinion? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video gave you a new perspective, don't forget to hit subscribe, leave a like, and turn on notifications so you won't miss future analysis videos about Neverness to Everness and other games. I still have a long way to go before reaching 1,000 subscribers, and having your support really means a lot to me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.